Hey everybody, welcome to the program. Ben here for Cenk. Big show here with Anna. We got a lot of good stories. In the second hour on the political stuff, we'll talk about why everyone loves weed with a guest who wants your kids to use drugs. That's what I get from it. And we'll also we got Jonathan Kim with a Rethink review.
Yes.
Of the new Valerie Plame movie based on her with Naomi Watts. And then Turk out the vote. Like the number of calls being made for progressive candidates tonight is unbelievable, and there's still time for you to jump in and participate. Cenk is in Wisconsin, stumping, I guess, working, doing anything he can to.
I think Cenk is receiving an award for being like the best agnostic in the world or something.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And he's helping. There's Russ Feingold. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, fantastic. But also great stories here. Anderson Cooper is all of a sudden like wildly influential.
He is. Anderson Cooper actually had an interview with Clint McCants. If you don't remember who he is the Arkansas school board member who made terrible homophobic remarks on Facebook. And he received a lot of criticism for it, and a lot of people were asking him to resign. Now, during his interview with Anderson Cooper, he did announce his resignation. However, the interview in and of itself was great, and we have a snippet of it for you guys.
Why don't you tell people just a little about what he said before we do the interview?
Sure. All right. So he said several things, but the two quotes that were the worst, I'm going to read to you now. Now, he was commenting on Purple Day, and Purple Day was when people were encouraged to wear the color purple in honor of the gay students who committed suicide, to raise awareness toward bullying and,
I was about to make fun of Purple Day, and then it turns out it's for the students who committed suicide. I'm glad I bit my tongue.
Good. All right, so let me read you what his response to Purple Day was.
And the guy's on the school board.
He's on the Arkansas school board.
Right.
He says, they want me to wear purple because 5 queers committed suicide. Ugh. The only way I'm wearing for them is if they all commit suicide. I can't believe the people of this world have gotten this stupid. All right. In another comment, he says, it pisses me off, though, that we make special purple fag day for them. I like that fags can't poke.
What are you, Anna?
What? I'm reading.
Oh, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
I'm kidding.
I'm like, oh no. I'm reading you what he said verbatim.
Okay.
Or what he wrote verbatim. And then he says, I also enjoy that they often give each other AIDS and die.
Who doesn't enjoy that?
I would disown my own kids if they were gay. They would not be welcome at my home or in my vicinity. I will absolutely run them off.
What's my favorite part of that?
Run them off?
Well, of course I enjoy a good runoff. No, my favorite part is they will not be welcome at my home or in my vicinity. Really? How are you going to enforce that? Like, they're at the mailbox, they're in the park, they're playing basketball. Gay basketball, obviously they'd be playing. And he's like, oh, that's my vicinity. I'm afraid you don't understand. You're gay, you can't be in my vicinity. Anyway, I love idiots. Okay.
Yeah, total idiot, despicable human being. But Anderson Cooper actually interviewed him, and the reason why Anderson Cooper got this interview is because this Clint McCants guy contacted Anderson Cooper's producers and asked to be interviewed so he can make a public apology. And
we'll talk about what else Anderson Cooper has done, because he's like apparently he is incredibly influential, but you want to get to the clip.
Yes, let's get to the clip and then we'll talk about it.
You've written some really terrible things. You called gay kids who killed themselves because of bullying fags and queers. You wrote that you like to see gay people die. Do you really hate gay people that much that you like to see them die?
Anderson, I made some very ignorant comments. Did not realize just how ignorant they were. I've went back and looked over at I would never support suicide of any kids. I don't support bullying of any kids. I posted that on down further in my post that I hated it, for those kids, that they felt so hopeless. It was too emotional. I don't, I've got 2 children myself, and I love them dearly. I've got a wife I love dearly. I don't agree with bullying in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't agree with it for any children. and you know, the words I used were unfortunate, and they're, you know, I should have picked different ones, but it can't be taken back, and all I can do now is extend my apologies for my poor speech. I used the wrong language completely.
But just for accuracy's sake,
I don't wish death on anyone.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Do you want gay people to die?
No, I don't.
Education officials in your state at all levels have condemned what you said. They said it doesn't reflect their values
Right.
and what they're trying to do in the schools. They said they can't fire you, but you can resign. Are you going to resign from the school board?
I am going to resign from the school board. It is to help my community, to help my school. I don't want them to receive bad press or have a distraction because of some ignorant comments that I made. If they decide later, you know, 5 years, 10 years from now to vote me back in, if my constituents want that, then I'll run again.
Do you have anything specifically you want to say to parents of kids and friends of kids who have committed suicide after being bullied?
Yes, I would like to extend an apology, especially to those families that have lost children, not just gay, heterosexual, all.
All right, well, it's come to a screeching halt, but I think you get the idea.
Right.
What did you think of his apology?
I think, look, I watched the entire interview, and I know that he tried really hard to seem sincere, but he would constantly say things that would make it evident that he wasn't really sincere. He just hated the fact that he got caught, and he hated the criticism he was getting, so he's trying to backpedal. Like, for instance, when he says things like, I apologize for the language I used.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, you apologize for the language you use. No, we don't care about the language. We care about the content. We care about what you said and what you meant.
So
you need to apologize for that.
they want me to wear purple because 5 queers committed suicide? So it would be okay. If they want me to wear purple because 5 gays committed suicide?
Right.
Like, that would be okay. Like, it pisses me off, though, that we make special purple for Fag Day for them. It pisses me off that we make special purple for Gay Day. I like that that gays can't procreate. I also enjoy that they give each other terrible disease and die. Don't say AIDS. I would disown my own kids if they were gay. That one's probably okay with him. But I don't think he was acting. I think because he never said that moment of if, like, I'm sorry if. He got it. He was wrong, and he did seem sincere. He also seems, you talk about the context, in addition to being sincere, he also believes these things. I mean, he hates gay kids. He hates gay people.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not changing that, but he at least recognized I was ignorant. And
Right.
and he said it even later. Like, he gets into it. These were terrible. These were wrong. They weren't, I'm sorry if I offended people, So I think he feels terrible. I think he feels like an idiot. And he quit.
I think he feels terrible for being so candid about how he really feels on a public forum.
I didn't get that. I think he actually feels terrible. I think he when he apologized, I think he thinks about it. I think his wife said, how would you feel if our kids committed suicide? And I think it reached him. Again, he has no business on the school board. He hates gay people. And so I'm done with you. I got no interest in him. But I don't think he is so barbaric that he can't be touched by a degree of humanity. Like, we hate him. I got it. But he's not, like, this hit him. I feel like this hit him. But you don't. Little.
I feel like he feels sorry and he feels bad because of all the pressure that he's experienced ever since he made those posts on Facebook. Like, I don't know. I just didn't sense that sincerity from him. I really didn't. But
I definitely got sincerity, but it doesn't matter. I saw him and I'm like, oh, that guy knows that guy screwed up and he feels bad about that, But he still.
The most important thing is he resigned.
Yeah.
Because what's interesting is they couldn't fire him.
Sure, he's an elected official.
Exactly. So he needed to resign. And look, here's why I don't believe that he was sincere. When this first happened, right, he was like, this has been blown out of proportion. That was his first response. Sure. And of course, after that happened, all of the criticism started piling on. Even more, okay? And I'm sure he got crazy death threats, and we know what that's like, okay? I'm sure he got a bunch of people telling him terrible things, and he's like, oh, I'm scared now. I better go on Anderson Cooper's show and apologize.
I mean, you know, first of all, we're disagreeing over something we can't possibly know the answer to, because we don't know what's in his head or in his heart. Well, in his heart, he hates gay people. We know that. But, so we don't know what his reaction was. But, of course, people get to realize at some point, and maybe initially he was like, oh, it's much, and then it's possible people pointed it out to him. And I thought when he's like, I love my kids, I love my wife, like that to me meant like they got mad at me or my family came down on me. And it looked like a guy who was like, oh, I can't say queers, I can't say get AIDS and die, I can object to wearing purple because I'm a buffoon, but you know, by the way, nice outfit.
Yeah?
Wearing purple.
I'm going to make it like Purple Month.
Pro-gay. Once
This is
again.
the second time I wear purple this week.
Did you wear it deliberately because of the story today?
No.
No.
I just like this shirt.
It's an excellent. It's a lovely shirt and
Thank you.
and honors the gays. The gays, I believe we pronounced that.
All right, let's move on to another story. This is probably my most favorite story of the day.
Okay.
All right. A judge in Brazil has ordered McDonald's to pay an ex-employee $17,500 because this employee gained 65 pounds while he was a manager at McDonald's.
Yeah. And how long? What? Over 6 months? Over a year?
Over 12 years.
So the guy works there 12 years. He gained 65 pounds. Half of America gained 65 pounds. The guy gained 5 pounds a year.
Right.
And he gets $17,500.
Yes, and he claims the reason why he gained so much weight is because he felt obligated to taste the food on a daily basis to ensure the quality of the food. And then he also claimed that McDonald's offers them free lunches. So he couldn't reject a free lunch from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Come on, man. When are we going to have some personal responsibility? Really?
When
really?
I've always wondered, when are Brazilians going to have some personal responsibility? I mean, but I mean, first of all, taste the food. You don't have to eat the whole Egg McMuffin. You know? This one's fine. He's like, oh, these are good. These are fine. Now give me the sausage McMuffin. I got to taste that. I have to taste that too. Yeah, and the free lunch. I mean, come on, it's a free lunch. I bet they have the McSalad there.
Well, they do. That was one of the arguments that the lawyer for McDonald's made. He was like, look, McDonald's has healthy options too. He could have had the salad. He could have had one of the McWraps or whatever they have there.
Does McDonald's even have to go to court because of this? They will waste their time in court.
Is this what happens in Brazil? No, I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know.
But no, it amazes me. It amazes me that he actually won the $17,500 for this.
It says McDonald's can appeal.
Right.
And
I hope that they do.
And the McDonald's the Brazilian headquarters of McDonald's is weighing their options. But yeah, obviously, come on. Also, it sets a terrible precedent. So everybody who works at McDonald's over a time who gains weight gets a certain amount of money. Like suppose you gain 9 pounds over 2 years, you're like, it's worth $1,800. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. I can't believe it.
To taste the food.
You know, when I worked at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf.
No longer Tea Leaf, I believe.
It's just Coffee Bean
I think
now?
it's just Wisely Coffee Bean. I think I saw that.
Oh,
or
that's
I heard that
interesting.
from somebody. I don't know whether.
They said that when I first got hired, they told me that new employees typically gain the Coffee Bean 15 because they have like delicious pastries.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I was like, no, I won't. And I would not go near those pastries. I was super scared.
What did you say when they said that?
I said,
I don't think so, girl. Really? That's what you said? Oh, that was great. Oh, no, you don't.
And I didn't.
You didn't. All right.
So-
That's good. Let's get through the other McDonald's story.
All right.
Yeah.
So managers for the Canton, Ohio McDonald's sent letters out to their employees urging them to vote for Republican candidates in their area.
Really?
Yes. And the reason why they did that is because they felt that these Republicans were pro-business. They were going to help McDonald's out. So, you know.
Sure. And definitely the Republicans would help the McDonald's employees
Right.
Right.
Well, let me read you the letter, and I love this letter. I think it's hilarious. It says, as the election season is here, we wanted you to know which candidates will help our business grow in the future. As you know, the better our business does, it enables us to invest in our people and our restaurants. If the right people are elected, we will be able to continue with raises and benefits at or above our present levels. If others are elected, we will not.
Bring this back, baby. Okay. There's no trash can in here. Making this a little less dramatic. Come on, somebody step up to the plate. Trash can, bring it in. There we go. There's action out there that I'm liking to see. That is out of control. So then they go with John Kasich, Rob Portman, and Jim Renacci is running for Congress. Did you not bring it in? Oh. Don't put it over there. Bart, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Welcome. Unbelievable. All right, so there.
Yeah.
My dramatic protest. McDonald's, I am not finishing my coffee. Take that. That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean
you can't like coerce your employees
it's
into
right.
voting for Republicans. That's insanity.
Right. It's wrong on a moral level. Just it's wrong. But then also it's just wrong.
Right.
Like they're just flat out wrong. As you know. No, I don't know. Clowns. Actually, of course, it's McDonald's, actually run by an actual clown. As you know, the better our business does, it enables us to invest in our people and our restaurants. What are you talking about?
Right.
You're going to invest in your people? If McDonald's is doing what, do you think they give a raise? They give a raise. They don't give a raise when the business is better. They take that money.
Right.
And they might, the guy the franchise owner might open up another restaurant. If the right people are elected, the right people will be able to continue with raises and benefits at or above our present levels. Really.
At or above.
Yeah. Okay. The economy is tanking because of the absurd policies that were enacted from 2001 to 2008. Comically absurd. And, by the way, some of which, of course, started under Bill Clinton and Barack Obama hasn't done enough. But the absolute main players in this were the guys who you're saying to elect. It's outrageous. I am boycotting McDonald's for at least a week. At least. This may stretch into mid-November. Take that.
So did you guys catch the guy's apology? The local owner?
Oh, no. Did he apologize?
Yeah, the local franchise owner, Paul Siegfried. He released a statement.
He sounds German.
Yeah. As an independent business owner, my employees are a top priority for me. I work hard to create a positive restaurant environment, la la la. I greatly value my employees and their contributions, la la la. Without a doubt, it's my employees' right and his or her choice if they decide to vote, or if so, for whom. I strive to comply with all laws. Here's his apology. Distributing this communication was an error in judgment on my part. Please know it was never my intention to offend anyone. For those that I have offended, I sincerely apologize.
I don't give a crap if you offended somebody.
Right.
I give a crap that you did something wrong. I don't care if you offend anybody. You didn't offend anybody with this. They feel bullied and feel pressured. You don't care about your employees. Is this the same guy who said that he hopes gay people get AIDS and die?
No, but they seem to have similar characteristics.
So Paul Siegfried is not the guy who said that he hopes that people get AIDS and die.
No.
Paul Siegfried, no.
No.
AIDS and died. Paul Siegfried?
No.
Okay, just being clear. All right.
All right, guys, let's take a break. When we come back, we have a dating website for ugly people.
Finally.
We'll be back on the Young Turks.
All right, we're back. I want to get to a personal thing before the end of this hour. And as related to it, I was on Twitter. And one of the things that's trending worldwide is Delonte West. He's a backup guard for the Boston Celtics. Now, I played with the Cavaliers last year, and he was the guy involved in the, I think, nonsensical rumor about LeBron James.
Yeah.
And anyway, the Cavaliers got rid of him. And he's also, I believe, dealt with some depression. So I'm very sympathetic to Delonte West. I don't know him, and he may be the worst guy in the world or the best. But anyway, so he's trending because he got into a fight with a player who I've never heard of named Von Wafer, which, by the way, sounds delicious. And so he has a fight after practice with Von Wafer. And then, so Von, come on, what kind of name is that? So Von Wafer goes on Twitter after the fight and wrote early Friday morning after the fight, "Today was a test. I'm a professional and will continue to conduct myself as one. God has a plan for me."
Delonte West said that, or
No,
Wafer?
Von Wafer said it. Like, what's with the last part? Like, I'm a professional, will continue to conduct myself as one. God has a plan for me. What, God had a plan for you to get in a fight in the locker room? Like,
Right.
what? Is it possible to leave God out of one thing?
Right.
Like, really, this is God's plan? Ridiculous.
No, what I don't understand is why Twitter is always the place that people go to air out their dirty laundry or whatever's going on. Like, that wasn't that bad. But Twitter, for some reason, is now used as a tool for, like, oh, yeah, I got into a fight with that bitch. You know, that kind of stuff.
It's a way to be, I guess, tough without facing the person who you want to be tough to.
Right.
So it's incredibly, in the end, it's actually incredibly weak.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And my favorite thing, and this happens on Facebook all the time, when people are passive aggressive and they write like vague status updates about like some sort of drama in their lives, like, I would never go out of my way to hurt other individuals, like something like that. And you're just like, what the hell does that mean? Like, you're being vague and you're obviously being passive aggressive.
And your friend went out of your way to hurt you, even though you're obviously going to make up and be friends again. Like, what do we? Yeah, right. And if your friend actually went out of their way to hurt somebody else, you shouldn't be friends with them anymore.
Right.
But they didn't. It's a freaking misunderstanding that you guys should work out, or whatever. But yeah, I know it's right. It's incredibly weak. Like, real quick, this different personal story, and I'll make this quick because we got a good story here. Yesterday, I go to McDonald's. It's one at Santa Monica and Wilshire in Beverly Hills, and it's got a really difficult to negotiate parking lot. Mm-hmm. It's frequently filled up. So did I say McDonald's?
Yeah, you said McDonald's.
Starbucks. By the way, I'm missing my McDonald's coffee, and I want it back, like, desperately. I was looking for it, and I'm like, where the hell did the coffee go? Yeah, it's upside down. I'm doomed. But the boycott continues for easily 4 or 5 more days. I go into the Starbucks parking lot, and there's actually some spaces. I go in and get my coffee. I come back out. First, there was a really hot girl in there, so I lingered. Mm-hmm. But then I went back out, and a guy in an Aston Martin has parked right behind me, like forming a T. Like, I can't get out. His whole car is there. He's actually essentially blocked somebody else. I can't get. He just parked behind me.
Wow.
In the middle of the parking lot. So I go into McDonald's. I go into Starbucks, and I'm like, hey, who's driving the Aston Martin? Which is a weird question to be asking. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows. I come back. It's been like 12 minutes, 15 minutes.
Hell no.
As it happens, because I don't have anything to do in life, I didn't have anywhere to go. But I was like, well, I had a doctor's appointment. You know? Right. Suppose, I don't know, whatever. I have to go because I'm a human. And then I can't find the guy, and I'm sitting by the car, and I'm like, I'm frustrated. And I look in the car, and he's got a bunch of cigarettes in there, and so he's a huge dick, right? Because he's got cigarettes. And then finally, this guy comes from another parking lot with a Starbucks cup, but I guess he got Starbucks, and then he went to do something else. And he sees me standing by. He's like, oh, so sorry. And I have all these things I want to say to him.
Right.
And all I say is, you can't park behind me.
You told him that? Uh-huh.
That's it. But that's all. And then he goes, oh, parking is so difficult here. Well, fuck you. Right. I mean, I've not found a space there. You go back out and you park on the street. Or you go to one of the other 400 Starbucks. Or you don't get coffee.
Right.
Or you park illegally, not blocking someone, and take your chances. Right? But you don't just stop your car behind anyone. And I had all these things I wanted to say to him. Just leaving it with, man, you know what? It's not acceptable to block somebody in. That's what I want to say. It's not an acceptable alternative not being able to park.
Right. You
can't do that. It's rude, and it presumes that what you're doing is way more important than what anybody else is doing.
Right.
How do you know I'm going to go somewhere? But I let him off the hook. And it strikes me that then I could go on Twitter and hammer him if anyone knew who I was or who he was.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. But who does that?
I actually think you handled that.
No, I handled it like a 9-year-old boy.
No, I think you handled it well. I think that it would have been like a 9-year-old boy if you threw a temper tantrum, as I would have done.
Well, I wouldn't have keyed his car or broken off a windshield wiper that a friend of mine did. When I got spots on it, stole the windshield, broke the windshield wiper, left a Post-it note on the car, said, notice something missing. It was a woman who'd stolen a parking space from him. He'd been waiting, guy pulled out, and she zipped in the other way. He confronts her and says, what are you doing? I was waiting. And she goes, oh, I didn't see you. And so he says very properly, well, you know now.
Oh,
Like
hell no.
Right, like you know now that I was waiting. So, and she goes, well, I'm in a hurry, and goes into Nordstrom or wherever. So he goes, finds a parking space, comes back, rips off the driver's side windshield wiper, and then leaves a Post-it note that says, notice something missing? Have a nice day.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Don't steal parking spots. I'd be so afraid that something would happen to my car if I did that.
Totally, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure that was the right move. It's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, so anyway.
And windshield wipers aren't that pricey.
Yeah, you can replace them, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I hope she thought about that when she's paying the $49.99 and taking the time
Right.
to replace the windshield wipers.
Right, exactly. All right, let's get to the next story. We've talked about dating websites that are exclusively for beautiful people. Well, it turns out that there's also a website that's exclusively for ugly people.
I don't know about the websites for beautiful people.
It's called beautifulpeople.com.
How do you get on it?
You have to be accepted by the administrators on
How
the
about
website.
applying and not getting in?
Exactly. That
Devastating.
would be, yeah.
Devastating. Oh my God. I totally want to try.
Hell no. We talked about that.
What do you mean, hell no?
I would not know. Like, hell no, you shouldn't try. No, I would never try it. I would be...
It's one of the things that we're supposed to do. Remember, that was the other thing. Jake was just talking about this. Is we were supposed to go to the site where chat roulette, and then also this to see if Jake and Anna get accepted. I can't believe we haven't done this yet.
Like, does Jenk go to... Anna goes to the beautiful people one, and Jenk goes to the other one, see if they get accepted?
Yeah, I wouldn't try it out.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I totally want to try it out, just like what happens to go through the process of, well, this is no reflection on you. You seem like a lovely man.
Right.
Right. Unfortunately,
Not attractive.
not quite. Not quite enough.
Ugh. Terrible. But, you know, after that website was established, there's this new website. It's called Ugly Bug Ball, and it is a website for aesthetically challenged individuals.
That's what it says?
That's what it says.
That's awesome.
So the reason why this story comes up now is because the website is celebrating their first engagement of a couple that met because of their website. The couple is Tom Clifford and Janine Walker. We have a picture of them. And...
Somebody make a noise out there?
I mean,
they look like people. There's nothing, whatever. I would question both of their hair choices, but that's all right, man.
Anyway, so they did meet on the Ugly Bug Ball, and the first letter that Tom Clifford wrote to Janine was this. Dear Janine, just seen your beautiful face on the Ugly Bug Ball and would love to meet up. You live near me, so this shouldn't be a problem. I've got a face that makes children cry. But they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think you'll love me too.
You know that I have the occasional sense. I don't. This is all nonsense.
You think this is nonsense?
Not true.
Really?
They didn't meet. They found these people. Those aren't real people. I mean, those are real people.
Oh, you mean the couple?
The couple, yeah.
Yeah, that could be fake. This could all be a ploy to promote the website.
Sure.
But I'm still amused by it.
Oh, totally amused by it. But those people didn't meet, and they're not getting married. And also, every story that's in a British paper, I don't believe. No matter which paper it is, but my instinct is always like, that didn't happen. Because all the great outrageous stories, it's always in Hampshire. You know.
It could just be that they're more willing to cover the ridiculous stories.
No, they are. But I mean, first of all, they got a lot of, they got a lot of the New York Post tabloids there, and they obviously have some great papers too. But like the story's not in the Guardian. I don't even know. Is the Telegraph a real paper? I don't know. Somebody will tweet and.
The Telegraph definitely covers all the like wacky stories.
Yeah. See, that's not true. Not
all
real.
Right.
Not real. I mean, they'd make a lovely couple.
So, are you going to apply for this Ugly Bug Ball?
I don't think they'd accept me. Too dashing.
All right. Let's get to Indiana.
Yeah, this is you have more details on the story. I heard about it, but I really just know the headline. But it's a crazy story.
Well, Indiana, just like every other state, is suffering from budget cuts, right? So some state employees are telling parents with disabled kids to drop their kids off at homeless shelters if they can't take care of them themselves.
Oh, I thought it was just drop the kids off at homeless shelters like for the day while you go to work.
Yeah, that is the case.
So you pick them up on the way home.
You pick them up, yes.
So you drop your kid off at a homeless shelter because they're so safe, and then on your way home, you just scoop them back up.
Right.
Your disabled child.
Right. And the reason why these state employees are suggesting that is because they claim that they're not getting enough funding to do their job, to take care of these severely disabled children, right? And these kids have autism, they have developmental problems, and, you know, they're like, yeah, we don't have the money to take care of them, and if you can't get a waiver from the government to, you know, help fund this, then too bad, drop them off at the homeless shelter, and then pick them up later.
I wonder if this is, again, a real story or something that one crazy worker said.
Right.
And that caused the parents to complain and it turned into a story. Like,
right.
There can't be a systematic decision by state employees.
There isn't a systematic decision. Okay?
No, I meant even like a group of them who just started. It
right.
sounds like one or two people be like, you know, I had a good idea.
Right.
I worked with this one woman. Why don't you tell them to drop them off at a homeless shelter?
It could be one person. But Kim Dotson, she's an executive, she's an associate executive director of the ARC of Indiana, said her group has received reports of state workers in several BDDS 8 regional offices telling families to take disabled adults to homeless shelters.
Those are disabled adults.
I guess it could be disabled adults too, but...
but it's funny because they're like reports.
Right.
Like, it makes me wonder, has anyone done this?
No.
Right. I don't know, some people might.
No. According to this article, there have been no reports of someone actually doing it. And then the article also goes on, and besides, by the way, this is an Associated Press article, and they give one specific example of a woman named Becky Holiday. And she said that she was seeking help or assistance with her 22-year-old son, and she was told by a state employee, tough nuggets, drop him off at a homeless shelter.
Tough nuggets. That's great. I don't believe that story either. I mean, it's a story. It's awesome to talk about, but it seems like there's something missing in that. But that's a great story. All right, give us a little tease. What's coming up?
When we come back, we have Wiccans that are upset at a beer company.
So great.
We'll be back on the Young Turks.